Welcome back to Melodic Memories of Lights Monarch. I'm Casey, and a big happy birthday to Sir Ian McKellen, who's 87, Mike Myers, turning 63, Adam Gontier, Chris Biersack, Pac-Man, and Goofy. Yes, Goofy, my son! He turns 94 years old this year, absolutely wild. The age of the others, I'm not too certain, but happy birthday all the same. Also, 21 Pilots, their Scaled and Icy album, turned 5, while both Clancy and Bring Me the Horizon's Post-Human Next Gen, they both turned 2. Happy birthday to those two amazing albums as well. Absolutely wild to think it's been 2 years, 2 whole years. I can't believe that time is real. I still remember the release of Clancy itself while sitting downstairs on the couch with my friends, experiencing every single music video on that live stream. They did for every single song. So many good moments and overall amazing memories regarding that time. And of course, Bring Me the Horizon with the Post-Human Next Gen. Even if I did sleep on it because Clancy and it's being the ultimate distraction, if you will. But happy birthday to both of those albums. I needed to get those out of the way first thing. But to properly get into it here, Boogeyman. Yes, the movie Boogeyman. It's a brand new horror film, not out yet, but it is from Joshua Schultz. Yes, the very same that takes countless of photos and videos for Black Veil. He did quite a few of the new song music videos that were seen on their Veeps live stream, and I believe is on YouTube now. But the new movie, Boogeyman, it has a brand new trailer. It looks thrilling and very eerie, like incredibly so, and I'm really excited to see where it goes when it finally arrives. What's the plot gonna be? What's gonna happen? No idea, but I'm excited all the same because the visuals, it looks great. The movie itself stars both Juliet Sims, or Lilith Czar, and also Andy Biersack. Yes, Andy Biersack of Black Veil Brides. Speaking of Andy and Black Veil as well, Black Veil finally posted the numbers regarding their newest album, Vindicate. They're obviously highest rated by both critics and fans alike, or at least most. And not only highest rated, but also, probably to date, their best-selling album, or at least highest charting. As per their socials, they wrote, "Thank you so much to everyone who has picked up a copy, streamed, or helped spread the word about Vindicate. Your support and dedication means the world to us. This album represents the beginning of a new era for the band, and we are so happy to get to share it with you." The incredible response for this record has been amazing to experience, and we sincerely appreciate each and every one of you. It's #1 current hard rock album in the US, #1 hard rock album sales in the US, #1 iTunes metal in the US and Canada, can confirm, #1 Amazon Music in metal in the US, #2 rock and metal albums in the UK, 30,000 in total album activity in the US, as well as over 60 million global streams and over 25 million music video views worldwide. We love you. Honestly, all of that together is so very deserved. I love this album so much. I've been so happy with it. It has really gotten me through this past week, couple weeks since it's dropped, and I honestly wouldn't have it any other way. I'm so happy to see that it is finally not only the band themselves getting the recognition that they deserve, but now that this album is finally out, it getting the recognition that it truly deserves, because the singles were amazing. The rest of the album itself was fantastic, and I honestly have nothing but praise for it. So the fact that it was able to reach these heights, in which is what I was hoping, aside from the Billboard 200, which it did make it on there, mind you, still like closer to 200 than 1, but still, they made it in a lot of different ways. So I know numbers don't mean everything. Obviously, they're making the art that they want to make. They made the album that they've always dreamed of making, and that personally is enough for me. But to see that we finally are getting some recognition for this amazing band, a band that I love with my whole heart, it is something great. So congrats, BVB, to getting those numbers. Also, Andy himself, Andy Biersack, he pushed back on the Youngblood being labeled as the savior of rock, quote unquote. And I'm just going to read something out from Rockfeed. They posted this on Twitter. He said himself, Andy Biersack says he has no issues with Youngblood himself, but he does take issue with the media calling him the savior, quote unquote, of rock music, according to Louder Sound. Biersack said, Youngblood is very talented, but it doesn't help when headlines are calling him a savior, quote unquote. He's not calling himself that. He added that the industry constantly creates new saviors of rock and roll, quote unquote. He also challenged the idea that rock even needs saving. It's stupid to label anyone as a savior of a gigantic rock world that still exists. You've got rock bands headlining stages for 100,000 people. Biersack's comments come as Veil Brides continue working on their next era with their upcoming album Vindicate already in discussion. And Andy responded to this exact post, which is why I wanted to mention it specifically. He went to say on Twitter, honestly, I don't care about this at all. I was asked about this a month ago in an interview, but I'm not interested or invested in this topic. I am, however, passionate about the false narrative that rock isn't in a good place. DWP fests are bigger than ever, and that's with modern rock and metal bands, MCR Bring Me the Horizon, headlining this year, not exclusively heritage acts or 70s rock nostalgia acts. We don't need to bow down to our elders at all times out of some misguided differential BS. Rock is alive and kicking ass. I have nothing against Youngblood. I don't even know him, so it would be ridiculous for me or anyone in my position to take a stance on something like that. I'm speaking pretty directly about something I've seen for years, which is the uninformed mainstream gifting us in the rock scene with who our new savior is, because most of them wrongly believe we need saving. Most mainstream music media believes that rock died 25 years ago, and it's just patently false. And I wanted to read that out because I personally, myself, think that Andy's so right. And I know I have bias towards him and things he says. Obviously, I look up to him, but how much more clear and just upfront can you be than that? He has a point, and he's standing behind it. Nothing against Youngblood, just more so against the industry and the people constantly shoving down our throats this new savior of rock and roll when we don't need one. We've never asked for one. The scene is alive and well, and it's amazing. And that can be shown not just from Bring Me the Horizon or MCR like he mentioned, but Black Veil themselves, Sleep Token, Falling in Reverse. Like, there's so many big bands that are in the metal rock scene that are tearing it up. They constantly, if not sell out shows of their own, then are having these huge crowds, massive stadiums, festival grounds filled of people that are there for them. Not for some pop artist or anything, but no, for that specific genre of music. So I personally think Andy has a very clear and concise point. And I was curious to see and want you all that are listening to let me know your thoughts on the current state of the rock scene. How do you feel about it? Please let me know in the comments down below. Also, while you're at it, please leave a like, share, and subscribe, as it goes a long way and helps me out a lot. Thank you very much. And of course, now I want to talk about sports. Well, I'm not going to dive into everything to do with sports. I just wanted to focus specifically on Team Canada at the IIHF Men's World Championship. I know there was a game today. As I'm recording, that game is already said and done. I have not seen the score yet. I'm going to be watching it after I'm wrapped up with this podcast episode, so I won't be mentioning that, but as of what I know, they've won all their games and remain undefeated. As week 2 ends and week 3 begins, we'll see how they fared against Czechia tonight, but all the same, they started off this past week with an incredible comeback in the final 2 minutes of play, with their goalie pulled and got the win in overtime against Norway 6-5. Then they played a steady game against Slovenia, taking it 3-1, and lastly, after finally cracking the opposition's defense by the third period, Canada took it 5-1 against Slovakia. Here's hoping Team Canada keeps pushing and cleaning up their game so that they can make it through the coming quarterfinals and beyond. But first, they played their final game in the preliminary round against Czechia on Tuesday the 26th at 12 p.m., which again is said and done as of now. So fingers crossed they won that one and that they continue, if not, continue winning in the games that really matter. Also, just a quick congratulations to the newest PWHL 2026 Walter Cup champs. Yes, the Women's League, the Montreal Victoire, being the first ever Canadian team to win it. Hell yes. Hopefully the Montreal Canadiens in the NHL playoffs can follow suit and finally bring home that Stanley Cup back here to Canada. But first we'll see how they fare against the Carolina Hurricanes here in the Eastern Conference Final. Currently that series is at 2-1 for Carolina, but we will see what happens. It is still anybody's series. Now after that quick detour, I want to get back to the music. Some smaller things anyways that are releasing or have released before I get into the AMAs and that whole entire turnout. Yes, the American Music Awards happened, I watched it, and I've got some stuff to say. But first, this. Hayley Williams, her email that she sent out with a mini photo album attached if you scroll down. She also posted it to her socials in some form, so don't worry, you didn't miss out on it completely. But I wanted to read it out because I liked what she said. The email reads as such: "Tour turned me back into a night owl, back into a teenage dreamer with dark circles. But tour had me up every morning at 8:45, no alarm, on show days and other days too. I've not been this hungry for my days in quite some time, nor my nights, gorging on future memories while they're hot and ready. Practicing hyper-presence, swimming in a spiral, in a familiar fishbowl, back around to lessons I didn't learn the first or 11th time. Hopefully my brain is stitching all this together. There are so many funerals and weddings to attend in our minds over the course of one lifetime. There's only so many life cycles one can take before the body will finally request a coma. I've been waking up in my own bed around noon every morning for the last couple days. It felt so good to come home, but it felt so good to be out there too. I've tried on occasion over the last 2 months to make myself work out in writing what current growing pains and pleasure feels like, what I would want to remember most about these days. Bjork said something once in an interview about how language and communicating was like trying to put the ocean through a straw. I think I am the ocean. At least I want to be." And then again, a bunch of photos followed. An amazing email. I very much liked it, and that's why I wanted to read it. Also to do with seeing Hayley Williams just earlier this year, last month really. Amazing set, amazing show. I'm glad she's finally being able to take a rest before she continues touring, but that email, I read it and I knew I had to talk about it, even to just read it out. Hayley Williams, you're amazing with your words, and what a poet through and through. But all the same, to move past Hayley Williams, we got Bring Me the Horizon. They were set to release a new album this year, but it was placed on hold after the huge reaction to Count Your Blessings Repented. It shifted the band's priorities, obviously, which was confirmed by Ollie Sykes, the vocalist of the band, in a new interview with Nick Nocturnal on his podcast. Ollie also touched on the negative reaction to their genre-melding album Ammo, but notes that today's fans are more open-minded, and alongside the bands breaking the rules now, like Sleep Token, they will keep this scene alive. Amazing love for Sleep Token and modern bands. I really like that bands from the past era that used to get shit on, like 2010 era, are finally, supporting the ones that are coming now because they understand. They really know first and foremost that, yeah, it sucks how much shit they're getting, but people that stand behind these sorts of bands are literally paving the way for the future of rock and roll. Not again, it doesn't need saving, obviously, but the future is there, it's thriving, and it is now. So, loved that from Ollie, of course. And other than that, next up we got the All-American Rejects, they've launched a new microdrama titled Superfan, which is a 31-episode series shot in vertical format for the smartphone. It is available on Candy Jar. And I've never used Candy Jar before, but I do plan to now because I really want to know what the hell a 31-episode series for their new album would even look like. So curious. Next up, we got Echo and Low Spirit. They started a band together named Ninth Key. Their debut single, If I Wasn't Me, is out now. Very good in my opinion. I really liked it. My buddy Paul loved it, and I hope that you all too if you get a chance to listen. And also Spotify. Yes, Spotify. They're a little controversial. Obviously, they make some really bad decisions and support AI, which I am not about, but they announced a new reserved feature, which allows artists to set aside concert tickets for fans on the platform. Yes, you. If you listen to a certain artist, at least in the United States, this is just for the US now, maybe it'll make its way out and about to other countries, but if you love an artist, you listen to them all the time on Spotify, there will be certain tickets, a small portion of tickets, set aside for you. Think kind of like Spotify Fan First when it comes to records and different things that they release for specific artists, will probably be the exact same thing, but for concert tickets. It will use the streams, shares, and other forms of activity to identify an artist's most dedicated fans and hold their 2 tour tickets for them. The fans will then have a day-long window to purchase said tickets. So, really cool in theory. Will it work out in practice? No clue. I hope it does, because obviously Spotify, do you want to keep it really? You know, like, I don't know. I have some very mixed feelings towards Spotify, but that aside, like, I'm not really sure how it will end up working. I hope it works well and that fans aren't able to resell them. I would assume that they wouldn't want to or need to, but who knows? Hopefully they're reasonably priced as well. Speaking of Spotify, though, some new releases that came out over this past week. We got If I Wasn't Me by Ninth Key, Blog Era Boys by MGK and Wiz Khalifa, a collab EP, 9 songs worth. Dance Gavin Dance with Tree City Sessions 3. Eva Moore, Cassie Wynn, and Ozzy Osbourne this Christmas time. I'm not sure what that's about at all. I hope they used Ozzy's pre-recorded lyrics and it's not some AI nonsense. If it is, forget I even mentioned it. Illenium and Sullivan King, Slave to the Rhythm remix. And obviously, we got The Who, Johnny Hawkins, and Nothing More with Lost Soul. And just to mention it, Toby Fox and Jeffrey Day, Deltarune Guitar Collections Volume 1. Love Deltarune, love Undertale, and the fact that we got more music on Spotify for it is fantastic. Now, all of that rambling out of the way, into the AMAs. American Music Awards happened last night, and I just wanted to touch on some of the highlights I noticed while watching, and some awards I was very happy with, and others, well, not so much. A lot of it wasn't televised, unfortunately, for this 52nd annual music award show. But the stuff that was, I gotta say, was quite good. I know I'm biased. 21 Pilots was there in person. They were on the red carpet. They looked fantastic. They really gave fans more than they bargained for, in my opinion. But the boys were there. And being that they were there, they got interviewed. They said in an interview that they are Swifties, even Enchanted, the song by Taylor Swift. It helps put Joshua Dunn's Baby to sleep. And honestly, they also said that they would be remiss if they forgot to thank the fans, and that they will perform later that night. On the red carpet also, Carol G. I'm not very familiar with her, but she said that she's most excited for the Pilots to perform, and would love to meet them and potentially collab one day. That'd be very interesting, because all I know about Carol G is that she is a Spanish artist, if I'm not mistaken. Because I've seen her performance, and that's what I'm going off of. But It'd be cool, I guess, if 21 Pilots ever want to venture out into something brand new. I guess they have an in. Other than that, Queen Latifah, she opened the show to introduce BTS before going into their massive performance in front of a massive stadium of countless fans. And she even said after said performance that more votes than ever before had been recorded at this American Music Awards. It broke the record. Insane, very happy to hear. Music is thriving. Also, Nikki Glazer, she introduced the best rock/alt song of the year. And the winner is Somber with Back to Friends. No Great Divide win, unfortunately, but congrats to him all the same. He had a great thank you speech telling people to try and chase their dreams and that anything is possible. Appreciate that very much. Then Hootie and the Blowfish, they performed 30 years after their last appearance. Absolutely wild. They were jamming, and it was just honestly a great performance from them. Then Song of the Year, presented by Paula Abdul and Jason Derulo. The winner is Golden by K-Pop Demon Hunters. Taylor Swift, nothing. I don't even think she won any awards at all, which is wild. But, I mean, she didn't even show up at the awards show, so what have you. It's for probably her worst album. Shots fired. Sorry. That's just my opinion. You can like what you like. Don't think I'm writing the gospel here. Then Linda Perry. She talked about authenticity and being true to oneself. She introduced Somber as he performs. It was very much, I don't know how to put it. It was very much heavy modern day teen angst. That's probably the best way I could put it, and in a nice way as well. But it was just a very nice touch with the pouring rain and everything he was doing. Not really my vibe, but I can see why people like it. Again, modern teenage angst. What more have you? Then Alyssa Liu, the Olympian herself. She introduced the Best Rock Alt Artist. That award goes to 21 Pilots. Yes! Yes! So many times over, yes. I'm so happy about that. I literally, when they got up, their name called, got up out of their seats, I smile ear to ear. That war, like, I don't even know how to explain it. I'm just rambling at this point. Am I even saying words? I'm just happy. I felt it inside, and the fact that they finally won something, that they won at least one of their 2 awards, fantastic. Fantastic, I can go home, but no, I want to see their performance. Now to continue. It was a lovely speech by them, by the band of course. Shout out to Tyler's Kiddos and Charlotte's Web. And he says thanks to the fans as he'd put us against any others. And he was honestly so very thankful. The amazing speech that they said. I know Josh didn't really say much, but if anything at all, but all the same, they won their American Music Award for Best Rock Alt Artist, as I believe they should. Then we got a surprise Iris chorus by the entire crowd. That was awesome. The power that song holds is unmatched. Then Pussycat Dolls and Busta Rhymes, they performed together. Very, very iconic. Then Anthony Ramos and Gabriel Iglesias, they announced the award for Breakthrough R&B Artist. The winner is Leon Thomas. Yes, the Nickelodeon star himself, the guy from Victorious, Leon Thomas, he won Breakthrough R&B Artist this year. Then Queen Latifah introduced the next performer, being Karol G. She shined like a star. John Legend presented the International Artist of Excellence Award to Karol G after much praise, as she had a very lovely speech about the love and movement of music. She also ended up winning Best Latin Album, as she was standing there in complete awe and in near tears as she gives her thanks to every fan possible. Next up was Hannah Berner and Lisa Rinna. They announced the Best Throwback Song Award. The winner was the Black Eyed Peas with Rock That Body. R.I.P. to Iris. Honestly, I can't believe it. Like, what an upset. Nothing against the Black Eyed Peas, nothing against them at all, but Iris is a powerful song. It has power. It's a movement. While Rock That Body is just a vibe. And I don't mean it in a bad way, but I hope you understand what I'm saying. But regardless, I'm just shocked. Next up was Riley Green. He performed for the Veterans. And then we got a little 21 Pilots throwback. They looked like tiny little eggs. But all the same, afterwards, Melanie Martinez got up there to introduce 21 Pilots to perform Drag Path. Oh my God. Beautiful. Moving. I loved it. I loved their performance. They did an amazing job. They had videos behind them when they were kids. We got jokels on the song, which was insane. The drum and bass was fantastic. The whole blurry effect on the camera as the performance builds to its climax, and the long drawn-out yells that turned into screams. The whole performance, amazing. If you want to check it out, it is on YouTube. Please do yourself a favor and listen to it. If you like Drag Path, amazing. And also, can we talk just a quick second about the fact that Drag Path was originally just a song for the clique? Like, it was literally a song that was exclusive to the Digital Remains. And I know that they released it since then, but even just that, to have it be a song for the clique, to go so viral and be so loved by so many people, to then get its official release in an alternate way because he wanted to keep that original version for the true fans that bought it at the time, or at least the people that were there, myself included, to then perform it on live television, on TV. They performed the song that was meant for the clique to be a better, or at least alternate end, for some closure, if you will, to how the whole storyline for the entire past 10 years of 21 Pilots, like, you know what I mean? Like, closure for that ending. And it has reached such high heights. Like, as a fan, that makes me feel so good. I'm so happy for them and just proud. So proud. But all that aside, to stop, going on about that, it was an amazing performance. Honestly, made the night. I could have turned off the TV after that, but there was one other award I was waiting for, which is just a few after this. Because after 21 Pilots performed, BTS introduced the Best Female R&B Artist Award, which SZA herself, SZA won. Then Jake Wood and someone I missed the name of entirely, my bad, they introduced Darius Rucker for the Veterans Voice Award. He had a very nice speech, and then after that was the award I was waiting for, after the 121 Pilots already won, of course, being Best Rock/Alternative Album. That award goes to Somber. Damn it. Breach robbed, honestly, but at least the Pilots did go 1 for 2 out of their awards tonight. Can't really complain with that. At least they were recognized, and I do believe that Breach truly deserved that win. Honestly, I'm incredibly bummed out that they didn't, but congrats to Somber all the same. I believe that 21 Pilots should have won that with Breach, but what have you, at least they were noticed, and again, congrats Somber. Then, 2 of the K-pop Demon Hunters introduced Katsy to perform Pinky Up. They're a newer band, not my vibe at all, but each to their own. And at this point I was thinking, why don't I just turn off this music awards? I seen what I wanted to see, but I just couldn't bring myself to, because who knows? Maybe someone listening right now, like yourself, is wanting to hear me ramble about all this. Because after Pinky Up was performed, we got Riley Green. He introduced Keith Urban to perform Summer Breeze. I did not expect to see BTS vibing to Keith Urban, but it was there. Then we got Glorilla and Ludacris. They announced the Song of the Summer Award. The winner, of course, to no one's surprise, is BTS with Swim. Unfortunately, RIP to another Noah Khan nomination. He did not win that one. He did end up winning one award that night, though, not during the actual award show, but later it was posted. He did win the award for Best, I believe, folk/alt artist or folk something artist, which is great. Congrats, Noah Khan, to at least winning one award tonight because you very much also deserve it. Then New Kids on the Block, or should I say old men on the block, I don't even know, they performed The Right Stuff. They still have it to some extent, I guess. Boy bands aren't really my thing, but each to their own. Crystal, if you're listening right now, I bet you enjoyed it. You love boy bands. Then Matt Rife. With a shout out to Billy Idol first, he then introduced the Breakthrough Country Artist Award. The winner was Sam Barber. Congrats, man. Then Tiana Taylor performed. Missy Elliott, she interrupted the performance, kind of a transition-esque thing. Thought it was kind of interesting, so I wanted to mention it. Then Hilary Duff, she presented the New Artist of the Year Award, which the winner was Katsy, who performed earlier. Then Maria the Scientist introduced Teddy Swims, and he performed. Afterwards, Busta Rhymes thanks Queen Latifah before he presents the Artist of the Year Award. The winner is BTS, to no surprise. They swept every award that they were nominated for. RIP to Lady Gaga and Taylor Swift, but it is what it is. Congrats, BTS. Their fan base, absolutely insane. And then Maluma performs. Sorry if I butchered that name, but it was a Spanish artist or a Latin artist. Then Lifetime Achievement Award, presented by Leon Thomas, goes to Billy Idol. He performed on stage to end the show. And his biggest takeaway in his little speech that he had before said performance was, find out who you are and be it. What a way to end the show. Honestly, a pretty good AMAs, not gonna lie. I know I fired through it, obviously, as well as everything else prior, but it was a good show. All things considered, a good show. And nonetheless, 21 Pilots did at least win. That was my biggest thing. Unfortunately, Sleep Token won nothing. I was kind of hoping that they would have won Breakthrough Tour of the year, but unfortunately that went to, I believe, Benson Boone. Unfortunate, but hey, Sleep Token fans, you want to be noticed, vote for your band. I know Benson Boone probably has a massive fan base, but out of all the awards that I was hoping Sleep Token to win, it was that one, because the other ones they were against 21 Pilots in, and I wanted the Pilots to win. But Sleep Token, congrats all the same. I hope that everyone realizes that you guys did deserve that award, as well as some others, or even more nominations. But all that aside, the night ended the way it did. I can't fully complain about it. Bummer in certain aspects, but the boys, 21 Pilots, they won Best Rock Alt Artist. I know I'm drilling that into your head. Apologies, but I'm very happy about it. And that has been what I've been thinking about pretty well all night and all day. Very big fan myself, and I'm so proud of them. Because 21 Pilots, I'm not going to ramble on any further, but obviously they mean a very big deal to me. It'd be kind of like if Black Veil was up there to a similar extent anyways. And if they won, Vindicate, please, get nominated. Next year, Vindicate, AMA Album of the Year. Let's go. Counting it now. Count down the days. Fuck, please. I know it might be a fever dream. Black Veil's never noticed in any way, but who knows? Fingers crossed that maybe it is possible. Anyways, lastly, before I do fully wrap up, I just wanted to say congratulations to Caleb Shomo of Beartooth. I'm not going to go into all the negativity that everything's been going on, or the absolute nonsense that some people have been saying, like, yo, it's not your life, stay out of it. Maybe, like, that's just a thought. But I wanted to say congratulations to Caleb Shomo of Beartooth, all the same, for finding himself and continuing to do so. Again, I don't follow the band nor him closely, but from seeing his statement online and his wife's, obviously, and how people have been reacting, I just want to say, from human being to another human being, I'm proud of him. Truly, it's the only hope that one has in this life, to fully discover and love one's true self, and it's inspiring to see it take place firsthand through Caleb. I hope everyone listening never gives up on discovering that and living their own truth. And with that, follow me at Lights Monarch on all socials. Again, leave a like, subscribe, share with your friends if you're able. It means a lot. Comment down below. Let me know how you thought of the AMAs and what I mentioned earlier about the state of rock music. And thank you for listening. And of course, as always, thank you so much for discovering the music within.